In today's tutorial, I'm gonna be making a knitted crop top on my Sentro 48 pins. To make this top, I'm going to be using only 100 grams of this cake yarn. It comes in these colors here, and it has 100 grams and 193 meters. This yarn here works really well on the knitting machine, and it's a blend. Here you can't really understand because this is Chinese, but I translated it, and it's 45% cotton and 55% acrylic, so it works really well on the machine. These cakes, okay, can be using any color of your preference. I made projects before with this one and this one, and I really like this. It's soft, it's comfortable, I like it. We're going to need the knitting machine, and we are also going to need a hook. Okay, you can be using a hook, anything from 3 to 4 millimeters hook should be fine because of the weight of this yarn. And so I'm gonna quickly explain to you which parts we're gonna be making, and also this pattern's available on my Etsy shop and down on the description below on my website knittingmachinepatterns.com. Again, if you don't know how to make panels, I have a panel course on my website as well that I'm gonna be sharing here, the barcode you can read. And I have a promotion for this course of 0.5% of the price if you wanna make it, because you're gonna learn in a few hours how to make a perfect panel, and then we can start working the advanced techniques that I'm using this crop top now, okay? So to make this crop top, I'm gonna be making 2 pieces just like this. This is the shape we are going to be making for this crop top. I'm going to be using all the 45 needles to make a medium size, okay? This pattern is not for a large, so if you want a large, just go and look for any other patterns that I have. This pattern goes all the way to medium only. This panel here stretches to 40 centimeters. Let's get into it. I'm gonna show you how to make this top and the rows and everything. So working on the tube mode of your machine, we are going to cast on from the first peg all the way to peg number 45. As you can see, I only have 3 needles left here. Okay, if you are using any other machine, that's what you should have. 3 pegs in between them, in between the beginning and the end of the panel. And now I'm going to make a few rows, depending on how much yarn I have here. I think it's only 3 rows, but you can be making 4 if you prefer. Okay, and then I'm going to start here because I don't have any more yarn to make 4 rows, so I'm making only 3. And now, guys, place the yarn you want to work with, leave a long tail to start the project, and then we're going to make 45 rows from here. So these 40 rows I'm making, it's not gonna cover my belly, and if you wanna make a little longer to cover your belly, use around 60 rows here, okay? And then I'll come back with you guys to make this part here of our crop top. So getting to 40 rows, what we are going to do is we're going to knit this row all the way until we have 5 stitches left on the other side, okay? Two, 4, 5, so this is gonna be the last stitch, and then I'm just gonna release the yarn from these ones, okay? Grab the yarn with a needle and then remove these 5 stitches from here. Okay, done this, that stitches are secured inside with the waste yarn. I'm going to put the machine back on the position, and then I'm going to make the row all the way until I have 5 stitches left on the other side. So remove the yarn here, and then keep making the row to release these other 5 and remove them from here. And then we're going to make one row to the other side. And then from there make 2 more rows. And when you reach the beginning there, what we're going to do is remove the yarn from the 3 first needles, and we're going to decrease a stitch. This way, remove the 3 from the pegs, make your way back until this one's halfway open, remove the 3rd one, put this one in there, put the other one on top of the 2nd stitch, and then put the 1st one in the next peg. We're going to be decreasing 1 stitch from now on each side until we have 25 stitches left on the pegs. So make 1 row all the way to the other side, and then getting to the other side we're going to decrease as well, so release the 3 needles, grab the stitches, make your way back, remove the 3rd stitch from the needle, from the hook, put the 2nd one in, put the 3rd one on top of the 2nd one, and put the 1st one in the next needle, this way. And then make your way back. We're going to make 3 rows until we decrease again on the other side. So here, after we started decreasing here, you should count 30 rows going up this way, okay? So it's 70 rows total for this pattern. And that changes for small and extra small, which I left calculated down on the description below in the pattern, okay? So now I'm going to decrease again until I have 25 pins left with stitches, and then I'm just gonna make a few extra rows to reach 70 rows total. So guys, I made 30 rows after I started decreasing here. You can count this way. See, there's knots here, little knots. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Okay, that's the way you count. Just count the little knots. Or you can count the V's on this side as well. And now I'm going to remove the top from the machine. And this is how our panel looks like after. And this is the reason why we put the 2nd stitch on top of the 3rd in front of the third one, so we have this perfectly knitted at the end, okay? Like here as well. Okay, so now I'm going to bind off these stitches on the top. So using the same yarn that I didn't cut, I'm going to start removing this, binding off these stitches with slip stitch this way. It doesn't need to be very loose this time, okay? Just like this. Put the hook inside and slip stitch. All the way to the other side. So repeat all this way. Repeat the same thing with all the stitches, and then I'll come back with you. Now I have my 2 pieces here, and I'm just gonna measure for you guys to see. It's not very long, okay? 34 centimeters or 13 inches by around 31 centimeters, but it stretches a lot, okay? So if you have a bigger cup, you can still measure yourself, and if you have 40 from one underarm to the other underarm, that's still gonna fit, and stretches a bit more. It's just as much as it stretches, it gets really see-through, so be aware of that, okay? Now the next step, what we're going to do is, remember that yarn tails that we left on the beginning, we're gonna use them to first, I still haven't cut this yarn here because we're going to be working with this yarn for this arm here. But before that, we need to close this so we can properly bind off these stitches later. So I'm going to metri stitch this, both sides, this side and that side, and these two. I'll be going up with this stitch, this same stitch, all the way until I reach this point here, okay? Finished my metri stitch here, and now I'm just going to make a knot on the back with this yarn. Now just repeat the same thing on the other side as well. Now after we seam both sides together, we're going to start making this part of the arm, working from that last tail that we left before. So I'm going to make a single crochets around here, around this part here. And I'm going to be skipping one row every second stitch. I'm going to make the next one and then skip one, and then here make 2, 1, 2, and then skip 1 and make 2 again. Now getting here, we are simply gonna bind off like we did on the top before. So it's just slip stitches in each stitch. Just slip stitch in every single one of them. And then repeat this all the way to the top. Just go on the very next, this stitch here, if I reckon it's the best one, with single crochets. 1, 2. So repeat the same thing all the way to the top here, and then we're gonna see how many stitches we need to go around the shoulder to make this part of the top. So I made my last stitch here, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make around 40 chains. I still don't know how many I need to go around the shoulder and have a nice size here. I'm guessing 40. And then what I'm going to do after I made this 40, I'm going to slip stitch on the other side, and then I'm gonna try it on only on this side just to see if I have enough chains, and if I have enough, we are going to the second row. I actually made 30 here, and now I'm gonna try it on me and see if that's enough. If it's enough, just make 30, okay? And then as you can see, I slip stitch here, made a few chains so it doesn't open. And then I'm going to try it on now. So 30 was actually pretty good. It fits perfectly, so I'm gonna keep the 30 here and just repeat the 30 on the other side later. And then from here where I made my slip stitch right in that corner, I'm going to chain 2 to start working a double crochet row, okay? It's gonna be 1 double crochet to each stitch, like this, and also 1 double crochet to each chain on the top there. So I'm gonna change for the second row. I'm gonna be making a bit different. So I'm gonna make this row all around, finish here with a slip stitch, and then start the next row that I'm gonna change from this one, okay? And so as you can see, I finished one side here, just to make it before, to make sure it was gonna work. And then here, after that first row we just did, I'm just going to slip stitch in this first double crochet here, slip stitch here, chain 2, and then I'm going to double crochet 1 in the next one. And to make this ribbing effect that I have here, what I did was I made 2 front post stitches. So front post 1, just go behind the stitch and front post it. And then repeat again on the next one. Just front post 2 and double crochet 2, repeating this around all the way to the end. So I'm going to be making 2 rows exactly like this, and I'm going to front post on top of the front post on the next row, just to look like this. And then just finish with a slip stitch here at the end to make the second row. It's only 3 rows, okay, so we are on the second one now. Just make 1 extra row front posting where the front post is, and then we are going to make the bottom and just finish it off at the top, just to finish it off better here. And so repeat this, and then we're going to the next steps, which is going to be the bottom of this top. Now this is what I have now, and here, as you can see, there is a few bigger stitches, and that's because of the decreasing we did. And so if you have these tension problems, all you do is just distribute that bigger stitch in this row, and that way you hide that a bit. As you can see here, I just did that. And so just pull a few stitches just to remove that bigger hole on the beginning that might have happened. Now I'm going to start with a slip knot, working on the bottom stitches. So I'm going to go through 2 of these stitches just because they are in the mattress stitch where the mattress stitch is, I'm going to put through 2 loops and just slip stitch here. And then just work this way. Put through the loops this way. And here you have to be really careful not to make it too tight, otherwise you won't fit when you try to fit in. When you try to fit it, so make the loops a little wider. Repeat all the way around, and then we're gonna remove this waste yarn after this. So guys, here's the top. Let me show you just the bottom here. I made exactly the same ribbing that I made on both sides here. What I would do if I had more yarn, and I only had 100 grams to make this top, and the other skein that I had was a different color. So I would make an extra 1 or 2 extra rows of single crochet here on the bottom, so to avoid the curling, because this stitch kind of curls a lot. Other than that, if you had 2 skeins, I would advise you to buy 2 skeins, just because then you could probably remove this part here from the other skein and just work with this color instead of the white. That's the last color of this skein that I chose. And other than that, it's a beautiful pattern. It looks really cute. I love this detail here that I added. It looks really nice. Pattern down the description below for extra small and small. And if you want to make matching shorts, I'm gonna put the next video here for the wrap shorts that I just made, and you can make to match this beautiful summer top. Thank you for watching, guys. Leave me your like, subscribe to my channel. That helps me a lot to grow my channel and to keep sharing these beautiful tutorials for you guys. I hope you have a beautiful weekend ahead. Thank you.